Ever get that feeling, like you're just winging it, that everyone's going to figure out you're not as brilliant as they think, you're not alone?
Oh, yeah.
You asked for a deep dive into self-doubt and imposter syndrome.
Hmm.
And we've got a pretty fascinating source to help us out. A video script all about conquering this sneaky feeling.
Intriguing. Video script, you say? I'm curious to see how they tackle such a complex topic visually.
Yeah, me too. And right off the bat, they hit you with a stat. 70% of people experience imposter syndrome.
Wow.
70%.
Mm.
Makes you wonder if it's less about being an imposter and more about just being human.
It really does make you think.
Right.
And what's fascinating is that it often hits high achievers the hardest.
Huh.
The more successful you are, the more you might feel like a fraud.
Yeah.
It's almost paradoxical.
It is. Okay, so for anyone who's still fuzzy on what imposter syndrome actually is,
Right.
the script defines it as that feeling of being a phony, despite evidence to the contrary. Like,
Yeah.
you got where you are by pure luck, and any minute everyone's going to find out.
Precisely. It's that nagging fear of being exposed as a fraud, even when you have a track record of success,
Right.
and it's rooted in distorted thinking. Our brains tend to latch onto negative thoughts and blow them out of proportion.
So it's not just a matter of toughening up or believing in yourself more.
No.
There's actually a cognitive element at play here.
Absolutely. And this can manifest in so many ways. The script gives an example of a student who hesitates to answer a question in class, even when they know the answer.
Oh, yeah.
They're frozen by the fear of being wrong. Have you ever felt that way? Like holding back, even when you knew you had something to contribute?
Oh, totally. I remember being terrified to speak up in meetings early in my career, convinced everyone would judge me for my ideas. It took a while to realize most people are too worried about their own insecurities to even notice mine.
Exactly. We tend to overestimate how much attention others are paying to us,
Oh, for sure.
and that fear of judgment can be paralyzing. But the script doesn't just leave us hanging with that feeling.
Thank goodness.
It outlines 5 steps to tackle imposter syndrome head-on.
Okay, let's hear them. Starting with step 1, which is all about reframing our thoughts. The script suggests replacing negative self-talk with more empowering affirmations.
Okay.
Like instead of thinking, I don't belong here, you tell yourself, I worked hard to get here.
Right. It's about challenging those automatic negative thoughts and consciously choosing more positive and realistic ones.
Okay.
This ties in with cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, which focuses on identifying and modifying those negative thought patterns.
So instead of letting those thoughts run wild, we can actually learn to control them and replace them with something more helpful.
Exactly. And this isn't about denying reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to focus on the positive and acknowledging your own strengths and accomplishments.
Step 2 is a really interesting one. Keeping a success journal.
Right?
The script encourages you to write down all your wins, big and small, as a way to build concrete evidence of your capabilities.
I love that visual. Like
Yeah.
creating a physical manifestation of your accomplishments. It's such a powerful tool. It forces you to confront those negative thoughts with tangible proof of your successes. It's like saying to your inner critic, here's the evidence. I'm not making this up.
And it's not just about big achievements, right? Like finishing a challenging project at work or getting a promotion.
Right.
It could also be smaller things, like
Mhm.
learning a new skill or helping someone out.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing and celebrating all your wins, no matter how small they may seem. Each entry in that journal becomes a brick in the foundation of your self-belief.
I like that.
And it's something you can refer back to whenever those doubts start creeping in.
All right, step 3 is all about talking it out. Find someone you trust, a friend, a mentor, or even a therapist, and share your experiences.
Yeah, it can be so liberating to realize you're not alone in these feelings. Talking about it can help you normalize the experience and break down the shame and isolation that often accompany imposter syndrome.
I imagine it also helps to get an outside perspective, someone who can remind you of your strengths and accomplishments when you're struggling to see them yourself.
Exactly. And therapy in particular can provide you with valuable tools and techniques for managing self-doubt in a healthy way. A therapist can help you identify the root causes of your imposter syndrome and develop coping mechanisms.
So talking about it is not a sign of weakness, but rather a proactive step towards self-awareness and growth.
Precisely.
Mhm.
And remember, you don't have to go through this alone. There are people who care about you and want to support you on this journey.
Okay, on to step 4. This one's all about disconnecting from the comparison game. particularly on social media. It's so easy to get caught in the trap of comparing ourselves to others, especially when we're bombarded with curated versions of their lives.
Right, we're constantly comparing our behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel.
Yeah.
And it's a recipe for feeling inadequate. The script emphasizes the importance of putting down the phone and focusing on your own journey,
Hmm.
not someone else's carefully crafted online persona.
It's like we're all in a competition we didn't sign up for.
Right.
And social media just amplifies that pressure to be perfect.
It's important to remember that social media is not real life. It's a curated version of reality, often designed to evoke envy and insecurity.
So step 4 is a reminder to be mindful of our social media consumption and to prioritize our own well-being.
Exactly. It's about focusing on what truly matters. Your own growth, your own goals, and your own definition of success.
And finally, we come to step 5, taking action despite fear.
This step reminds us that courage isn't the absence of fear,
Hmm.
but rather the willingness to act even when we're afraid.
The script uses the powerful image of someone stepping onto a stage to give a speech, even though they're terrified. It's about pushing past that comfort zone and proving to yourself that you are capable.
And it doesn't have to be a grand gesture like giving a speech. It could be anything that challenges you and pushes you outside of your comfort zone, no matter how small.
Like applying for that dream job or taking a class in something you've always wanted to learn.
Exactly.
Mm.
And by repeatedly taking action, despite our fears, we build confidence and resilience over time. We start to see that we can handle challenges and that we are capable of more than we thought.
It's like building a muscle, right? The more we exercise our courage, the stronger it gets. And the more we prove to ourselves that we can handle these situations, the less power those fears have over us. You know what strikes me about these 5 steps is how practical they are. It's not just about positive thinking. It's about taking concrete actions to change the way we think and behave.
I agree. It's like a toolkit for self-empowerment. And it's not about becoming some kind of fearless superhero. It's about recognizing that fear is a natural part of the human experience, but it doesn't have to control us.
The video script actually does a really good job of visualizing this. There's a scene where someone who used to be crippled by self-doubt is now confidently leading a meeting. They're engaged, smiling, and clearly in their element.
It's a powerful image of what's possible when we challenge those imposter syndrome beliefs and start believing in ourselves. It's about recognizing that we all have unique talents and contributions to make.
And then there's this amazing quote that flashes across the screen. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. It's by Susie Kassem. Talk about a mic drop moment.
It really drives home the point that our biggest obstacle is often not our actual abilities,
Yeah.
but the self-doubt that prevents us from even trying. We hold ourselves back because we're afraid of failing, of being judged,
Right.
of not being good enough.
But the truth is, failure is a part of life. It's how we learn and grow, and often the things we're most afraid of attempting are the very things that have the potential to bring us the most joy and fulfillment.
Absolutely. And the video ends with this simple but powerful message. You got this. It's a reminder that we all have the inner strength and resilience to overcome challenges and achieve our goals.
I love that. It's like a pep talk for the soul, reminding us that we're not alone in these struggles, and that we have the power within ourselves to make a change.
It's a call to action, to embrace our imperfections, celebrate our accomplishments, and step boldly into the unknown, knowing that we have the tools and the support to navigate whatever comes our way.
Embrace, celebrate, step boldly. Those are words to live by. But this isn't a one-time fix, right? Overcoming imposter syndrome is an ongoing journey.
Right. It's about building healthy habits and consistently challenging those negative thought patterns. There will be setbacks and moments of self-doubt along the way. But the key is to keep practicing those self-empowering strategies, reframing our thoughts, celebrating our wins, and seeking support when we need it.
So thinking back on everything we've discussed today, what stands out to you as the most important takeaway? What resonated the most?
What's fascinating to me is that imposter syndrome isn't about incompetence. It's about distorted thinking. So the solution isn't necessarily to become more skilled or successful. It's about changing the way we view ourselves and our accomplishments. It's about recognizing that we are enough just as we are.
You're so right. It's not about achieving some external measure of success to finally feel worthy. It's about rewiring our brains to focus on the positive challenge, those negative thought patterns, and give ourselves credit where credit is due. I think the success journal idea is so brilliant. It's such a tangible way to combat that negativity bias our brains have. It's like creating a physical reminder of all the amazing things we've accomplished, something we can look back on when those doubts start creeping in.
It's a way to shift our focus from what we haven't done to what we have achieved. It's about celebrating those wins no matter how small, and acknowledging our own progress.
And we talked about the power of talking about it, of sharing our experiences with trusted friends, mentors, or therapists. Just knowing that other people experience these same feelings can be incredibly validating.
Absolutely. Sharing our struggles can help us normalize them and realize that we're not alone in our imperfections. It can also help us gain new perspectives and learn from each other's experiences.
And let's not forget about the social media comparison trap. It's so easy to get caught up in the illusion of perfection that's often presented online and start feeling like we're not measuring up.
It's crucial to remember that social media is a curated version of reality. It's not a true reflection of people's lives. And comparing ourselves to those carefully constructed images is a recipe for self-doubt and unhappiness.
So step 4 is a reminder to be mindful of our social media consumption and to prioritize real-life connections and experiences.
Exactly. It's about disconnecting from the digital world and reconnecting with ourselves and the people around us.
You know, I think the most important takeaway for me from this whole conversation is this. We all have the power to choose our thoughts. We can choose to focus on the negative or we can choose to focus on the positive. And that choice makes all the difference.
It's about shifting our mindset from self-doubt to self-belief. And that's a journey worth taking. It's a journey that can lead to greater happiness, fulfillment, and success in all areas of our lives.
So if you're feeling those imposter syndrome vibes, remember this. You are not alone. You are capable. And you've got this.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
Now let's leave you with a thought-provoking question to ponder. What's one small step you can take today to challenge your self-doubt and move towards your goals?
It doesn't have to be anything huge, like, climb a mountain or something.
Right, exactly.
Something small.
Yeah. It could be as simple as just writing down one accomplishment you're proud of.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Just one.
Yeah.
Or maybe reaching out to a supportive friend or a mentor
Right.
for a quick chat.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Or even just taking a few minutes to practice some positive self-talk.
That's good. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Any of those things can make a difference.
Absolutely. Remember, every journey starts with a single step,
Mhm.
and you have the power to take that step today.
So this deep dive has been all about giving you the tools to understand and overcome imposter syndrome.
That's right.
And I really hope you found it insightful and empowering.
I think we both have,
Yeah, me too.
for sure.
You are not your thoughts.
You are capable of amazing things.
You are absolutely worthy of success.
So go out there and make it happen.
We're cheering you on every step of the way.
That's it for this deep dive into imposter syndrome. Thanks for joining us.
Until next time, keep learning.
Keep growing.
And most importantly,
Keep believing in yourself.